Right, I think we're on. Hello, everyone. 13 of you watching, oh my god. No pressure at all. Could someone tell me if the picture looks okay, if the sound is okay, is it in sync, can you hear me at all? Does it look okay? Anyone? Cool, thanks Josh. Okay, so this is a bit new to me, I guess. Thank you guys, thank you. Hopefully we'll go okay. It is my first live ever, never done anything live, so if I waffle too much, someone will please tell me to shut up. But I'll try to answer. I've got a few questions from you I've collected from Facebook and Instagram, and I can see you asking questions here. I'll try to answer all of them today in the next half an hour, maybe a bit longer, 40 minutes. Just see how it goes. Okay, where should we start? Right. We go first. The first question we had today. Randall. Yes, Lumix S5 owner here. A longer lens for birds and flowers. Sigma 100 to 400, Lumix S Pro 70 to 200, or Lumix S 70 to 300. I don't know. I think the biggest zoom that Sigma, I really like the lens. I've reviewed it before actually for Sony and Nikon. But it's a very good lens, the 100 to 400. Biggest reach out of the three, so I presume you get closer with it. That would be my choice. Also, you have to check if you can get adapters for the Panasonic Lumix lenses. If you can get a magnifying, whatever you call the adapter, you can actually extend your range, and probably that lens would be then better choice. And yeah, obviously the cost as well. I hope that helps in a way. That's answer. Okay. I'm gonna go to a question I got from a friend of mine, Dan. Don't know if you're Dan on here at the moment. Dan is a great guitar player. He's got his own channel. I'm gonna probably put a link after the live to his channel. He teaches guitar and does guitar related videos. Dan asked me how did I start with photography and videography. And that's just, I tried to not to make it too long, that answer, because it is a long answer. I've originally studied studied to be a jeweler, so I'm kind of an artist, always been creative. So after not really becoming jeweler, I started painting watercolors and oil paintings, and after that, this is a long time ago, I've decided to buy myself a camcorder and express myself artistically in video. And I've done this for quite some time. I've joined video clubs in my area. I've actually been a member of Preston Movie Makers for a very long time, making amateur films on an amateur scene. And someone has told someone, and I've been actually headhunted to lead the media department in a big media company at the time. This is pre-YouTube really, from just doing amateur films on amateur scene. And from that, after that next job I had, someone needed pictures doing at the company, and they asked who can do any photos, and everyone pointed at me. He did the video before, so they gave me the camera and I had to learn. And since then, yeah, I pretty much live and breathe photography and video. Yeah, so that's how I've started. It was kind of almost accidental, but I was a little bit pushed into it, or the photography anyway. Okay. God, I used a lot of you on. I'm really glad. Thank you all of you for joining. Okay, let's pick a question from here. What have we got? A lot of comments. Chris, any tips on getting more views or watch time? This is a good question, actually. I don't have an answer to this. I don't think anyone's got an answer to this. I've been lucky to get a lot of stuff which is kind of fresh, and I got a lot of views and traction from that. But the one trick I do very often, I use TubeBuddy, and I go to a video on the same topic I am making, someone else made, and it's got lots of views on, like one of the big boys on YouTube, or girls, and I copy their tags. I don't know if this is legal or not, or this is actually the right thing to do, but I copy their tags and put them into my video. So hopefully, that's what I'm hoping that YouTube does, is actually suggesting my video after the high view on top straight after. It seems to be working for me. I get, especially on a stuff which is popular, I get, like lenses usually and the cameras, I get the high numbers of views and a lot of traction. Okay. Okay, Anson, my friend. Yes, as Anson mentioned in the comments here, we've been YouTube friends for a very, very long time, and Anson submitted some questions for me, which I think a lot of you will want to know answers to. So Anson asked me, how do you get brands to send you gear? And this is a very good question. You just email them and hope they value your content and your channel and the way you present yourself on YouTube to send you stuff to review. I must say that most of the stuff I get is on loan. I don't get cameras and lenses all the time to keep. It happened occasionally, I was rewarded with something to keep, but most of the time, 95%, maybe 96%, I am being sent stuff on loan. I have to return after reviews. But it's simple as basically sending an email and asking. That's it. No secret there. Okay. Joe Przybylski, very Polish name. Nikon Z2 system. What are thoughts on it compared to its peers after the most recent firmware updates? Does it compare favorably? I can't answer this because I am shooting with Nikon Z6, the version 1, not Z2. I'm very, very happy with it. I'm struggling to imagine how Z6 II is any better. Focusing for me on Z6 1 is pretty good. Yeah, I don't really need double card slots, and I also don't need to charge it on the go, so I don't really feel I need to update it anytime soon, not yet anyway. So, I don't know. That's the answer. Okay. What we got? Brian. What's your favorite camera setup? What's your take on Blackmagic and lens for that? Right, my favorite camera setup. I don't think I have one because I shoot with many brands. I shoot with Nikon and Sony primarily. Nikon for photography mainly, although I use it for video as well. And I use Sony a7S II and Sony a7 III pretty much for most of all of my video work pretty much. So because I change my camera setup all the time, I don't have a particular brand or a rig I use continuously. Also, I review cameras, so I get cameras sent to me and then I shoot with them as they are. So I don't know, probably the lightest possible and the simplest to use. That's my favorite camera setup. Blackmagic and lens for that, I don't know. Anson will be a man to ask. He's check his channel out because he talks about Blackmagic cameras and lenses for that system. I have never used one, so I've got no comment for that. Okay. Now another question I've got here. Lionel Builds. Great film, by the way. I don't know if you are here actually watching in live, but I've seen your film on Anson's channel in his competition, his short film challenge. Very good. Your question, give one piece of advice for someone who's still under 1K subs but wants to grow. Yes, I think there's only one simple answer. It's consistency. I know I've been there, and a lot of people actually I know can see here who are YouTubers know that when you start on YouTube and you actually start posting videos, the first stint is the hardest, just because it seems like nobody's liking it, nobody's watching it. You get very, very low number of views, very small reward for what you do. But if you stick with it, you're gonna grow it. This is just no way around it. If you post at least one video a week, first you're gonna get better at doing this, but secondly, YouTube's gonna reward you and push your videos to more people on the platform to be seen by more people. And I've been there. I've done videos for probably 5-6 months, even longer than that, where I had 10 to 20 views on every single video, and I've done them every single week. So the one piece of advice is be consistent. That's it. Okay, let's pick a question from the chat here. Okay, Again, Chris, this is a good question. When I photograph, my focus on eyes look good, but when I zoom in, they look a tad blurry. How do I get sharp eyes in focus? Sony a7 III, Sigma 2470, Sony 85 1.8 is my setup. Very good question, Chris. This is actually something I have been fighting for a while with Nikon and Sony a7 III cameras. If you look in the camera's focus is obviously beeps, it gives you confirmation that it's sharp. You take a photo, you zoom on the screen or in the viewfinder, and the pictures never look quite right. And that's because the screen and the viewfinder in most of mirrorless cameras are only low resolution. And if you enlarge it really big as well, you're going past its 100% magnification, and they never look right. With Sony a7 III, I personally trust the camera. If it latches on the eye and it beeps and I'll take a photo, it's 99% sharp on the in edit on computer when you get to it later. Don't check your photos in the camera and question why they're not perfectly sharp, because they usually don't look sharp. Yep. Right. Who have we got next? Is it sounding okay, all of it? Someone please tell me. Does it sound okay? Do I waffle? Do I sound clear? I don't know. Okay. I'm trying to find questions. Okay, there's a good one here. Another Polish name, Bartek Jedynak. Any tips for setting up perfect white balance? Gray, white cards or manual? Thanks. Well, this is something, yeah, I'm not probably the best at white balance. Photography, I just plug it because I shoot every time raw, so there's enough room to adjust it quite easily in Lightroom. Well, to a point. Always try to get it right in the camera as much as I can, but then yeah, adjust it in Lightroom. With video, I don't use personally cards. I found that the lights and the conditions I'm shooting under, like here for my YouTube, they never give me right readout. So what I do, I could adjust it in the camera as much. I'm actually set the camera in a flat profile. Most of the time I'm doing videos for YouTube with a Nikon Z6, so I go for the N-Log. If I do it with something like now, I'm actually in a HLG, is it HLG? Yeah, the PP10 setting, or occasionally S-Log 3. So I don't have much scope in there. I've actually created LUTs just specially for that, for the setting I'm filming it. Not always possible, obviously, not always convenient, but this situation, I've got a LUT which is on my Ninja 5, and I adjust the camera white balance then slightly just by moving the color in the right direction till the picture looks just about right. In the field, on the jobs where I'm actually out, it's just by eye. That's how I always do it. Yeah, tricky if you got a fluorescent lighting or artificial lighting to get it right, but then I just rely more, well, always try to get it almost right in the camera, and then in edit tweak it to what I think looks the best. Yeah, no secret really there. Yeah, I never had success with the gray cards or white cards, so yeah, if it's very difficult lighting, like especially mixed or fluorescent, I use the white piece of paper, the simplest. That's all. Okay. I am Hassan. Okay, do you think YouTubers focus more on highest spec gear to the detriment of photography and videography? I don't know. There is. I think it's firstly for YouTubers, if you got a more expensive, higher spec items, more people gonna watch videos about them. Also they're more exciting. That's then. Yeah, talking about a high spec expensive gear is more exciting, I guess, in my opinion anyway. Is it to the detriment of photography and video? I don't know. No, probably not. I mean, I've reviewed cheap lenses as well. Anson, my friend Anson, who's here as well, he's reviewed a lot of budget stuff. We don't do all high spec gear, and yeah, we don't slag the cheap stuff and review only high spec stuff. We yeah, it's a gear. It's a kit. it's sometimes interesting to actually shoot with like vintage cheap lenses or like Seven Artisans budget lenses and try to get the best out of them. In my experience anyway, is always take the camera out and shoot to my best ability, even if the lens was like $80, as opposed to be $2,500 Sony G Master lens. Okay, London Viewpoints. Hello. When will we see more of your pro work or your great positive attitude vlogs other than just reviews? Oh my god, that's a good question. Yeah, the time, if the time allows, I'm going to do some more short films like I've done about guitar picks not long ago. I'm going to pick some businesses local to me and offer them basically free video for a channel. So do like a storytelling pro, not paid work really, and maybe behind the scenes as well. The pro work, which I do regularly to make a living with, it's problem with that is I can't usually film the behind the scenes stuff. I have to get someone with me, and then I have to pay them. So and I've got enough stress when someone is paying for the work to just concentrate on doing the work to my best ability. I'm a one-man band. Sometimes I hire freelancers to help me on the shoots, but most of the time it's just me. So I like to concentrate on the work and not think about the behind the scenes and the YouTube. So on this channel, probably not much of my pro work, but most of it will be a staged pro work. Vlogs, yeah, I haven't done one for quite some time, but I think. Possibly soon, something exciting happens after the lockdowns. If I can go out somewhere, travel somewhere, I might do a vlog type video. Yeah. Okay. What have we got? Pixel City Art. I wish I know what your name is, but I don't. I know you're here. We got a question. How did you get your start on YouTube? Very good question. I've been doing video, film production and photography for nearly 20 years. I am that old. But YouTube or filming myself and talking to camera was the last thing I have ever really thought. What happened really, I bought myself a cheapest like £150 Sony, literally bottom of the range Sony camera, and I've been using that to film my own vacations, holidays or travel. So I would just basically, if I travel somewhere, I film myself talking to it. I put all the files together into one big file and put it on YouTube as private. So I wanted to watch my vacation from 2 years ago. The file, 2 hour long file from my trip would be there when I just talked to camera. And I thought, why not try it, do it publicly, so maybe more structured and cut down. And then also because I do film a lot of people, like in a not interview scenarios but talking to the camera, and I use a teleprompter, auto cue all the time. I thought it would be good if I actually went in front of the camera doing the YouTube videos and learn how it feels to be in front of the camera, so I can actually advise my clients, my customers, to be better in front of camera with no experience. Prominently reading the auto cue teleprompter. So I've originally set out on YouTube. It was a mismatch of topics because I was playing guitar on my channel at the time. I've also did some travel vlogs. There's actually one still. My first video on the channel is from Krakow. I did with my friend. But it was kind of, it was just literally behind the idea was to get better being in front of the camera, or good at being in front of the camera, so I can advise people who pay me to be good at front of the camera with no experience, so I know how it feels. But yeah, I've done this now for 2 years. I think after first year, when I got first 1,000 subscribers and then I got some traction, I think I started really thinking, you know what, this is actually something I want to do long term, and hopefully do it full time in the end of it. So it shifted from experimental, let's do a few videos to get better at YouTube to actually doing it as a job pretty much. Well, I don't get paid much at 10,000 subscribers and what I'm getting now, but it's a good start of a business actually to be able to do what I want in terms of photography and film production and I guess be better. Like being first time live, for example, on a channel like this. But one thing happened, I really wanted as well, I wanted to be better at public speaking and be able to talk about the topic for 20 minutes, half an hour with a structure, which I can't do pretty much. So the YouTube kind of pushed me away from getting better at that, because I do script every single video and I do put it in a teleprompter. So I got really good at reading it, but I didn't get any better at publicly speaking or speaking about any topic with a structure and be able to just take that and shape it to video. That's just not me. Okay, what else have we got? Now, Jonathan Gardner, will you review the Tamron 150 to 500 coming out? The answer is yes. I've been talking to Tamron for some time, and I was just too small for them to send me anything on loan to review. And I've just established a connection or relationship with Tamron. They don't have a lot of lenses to lend out for YouTube content creators, not someone as small as my channel. So I will have this lens or whatever lens coming out, but not as soon as it comes out. It'll be a while after the magazines and the big channels review it first. But definitely review of Tamron 150 to 500 is going to be coming out sometime on my channel. Hi Jonathan, Pixels the art. Okay. I am Hassan. If you could start over, what would you do differently in terms of photography, YouTube, videography? God, I don't know. I probably wouldn't use, because I've started without a teleprompter, which I just mentioned. If I started again now, I would not use that. I would just get better at talking and just explaining things in structure, instead of just scripting everything and relying on a script to deliver stuff. Also, I think, I'm very happy with my look now, in a channel, and how I do my lighting and everything, but sound as well. But I was really experimenting, I would say, too heavily, instead of just sticking with one look or one setup. I will keep moving all the time, and I think that took me too long to establish actually what I like, or what people like, when they watch me. So probably I'll be less. If I change anything now, I'll probably be less fiddly and more decisive on what I'm doing. Kendra, hello. Yeah, teleprompter is a lifesaver. You just read and then pretend you don't. The best tip of a teleprompter is, if you make mistakes, leave them in. So and yeah, stuff like that. It's like a news presenter. Okay, what else have we got? Truth Seeker. Should I buy the Sony 85mm 1.8 or 90mm macro, or Tamron 70-180 2.8? Which one will you choose if you had less money for both video and pictures, by the way? I would go for Tamron probably instantly on these focal lengths. I don't have a Sony 85, but I do have a 90mm macro, which is great. I love that lens, but it's a little bit limiting. It's not very good autofocusing like all macro lenses. It travels from infinity to very close focus long way, so not very good for autofocus video in any circumstance. Tamron 70-180, although I haven't used it, I have seen a lot of reviews. I will be reviewing it soon as well, but that lens seems to be like the most versatile out of these three focal lengths, in my opinion. I don't know what you shoot exactly, so it's hard to tell, but yeah, I think as versatility goes for majority of subjects, 70-180 is the best choice. Okay. Thanks, I'm Hassan. Okay, I've got a question from Anson. How do I buy your merch? Yes, I wish someone bought my merch. I've only sold one to one person. Nobody wants to buy it. This is actually previous design. This is my business name on top, but the new design actually got a camera, and every single video at the moment has got a link underneath to buy this. And there's two shops. There's a UK shop and there is a US shop. I think Canadian as well, from US. But if any of you is in a different country, anywhere in the world, I will probably look into opening another shop for these. There's another one as well with a GEEK and a camera. So yeah, kind of yeah, my slogan. Yeah, every video's got a link underneath. We got one more question here. No, that's actually, I'll have to reply to this one. 25 minutes in. Oh my god, I know how to talk. Any more questions? Have I missed anyone? Question? Okay, Mikey. Do you have any faith with Panasonic and their camera division? With talk of GH5 Mark II and their lens release schedule being very quiet. I do have a faith Panasonic. I do like Panasonic cameras. I don't actually own one. I do have a few here on loan from Panasonic to play with, including S5. Yes, I think they definitely amazing cameras, GH5 and Panasonic, and I'm sure there is a new stuff coming very soon from them as well. I think that it's as planned, the lens release schedule as it was originally announced. So yeah, I do love the Panasonic, even though everyone hates the autofocusing and niggles, which are not really important in filmmaking. There's also Josh here. Josh is very good with his Panasonic propaganda. That's all he does. He talks about Panasonic S5 mainly. Check his channel out. I'm going to put a link underneath after this as well. Josh Cameron, yes. I had to check your name. Surname Josh, sorry. But yeah, Josh is an expert on Panasonic, so if you want to know more about Panasonic cameras, more than I publish anyway on my channel, Josh is the person to check. Brian, can you make a t-shirt that says I want to shoot myself? With guy vlogging with a camera? Maybe I will do that. Who knows? If I got a moment to think, you know, how I look, I might design something and put it in my shop. I'm Hassan. Yes, I thought that's why I've changed the design. I put a camera in case any gun ho person in US is wearing my t-shirt. That would be a very bad thing. Thanks, Jonathan. Go to the shop. I'm Hassan again. Another question, who do you think is the most underrated camera, which do you think is the most underrated camera lens company as of May 2021? Panasonic, definitely Lumix. They're just getting hate for no reason. I think that any professional filmmaker would use manual focus anyway, and the photography focus is amazing on Lumix cameras, no doubt. And most of them, S5 is anyway, and S1H certified for Netflix, so amazing filming photography machines, which people hate for sake of hating. Kendra, could you go over audio and what you would recommend for YouTubers doing a more lecture style video? Fine. Yes, this is something which bugged me for a very long time. What audio, what microphones to use, and how to get the best sound. I've been always believer of underdogs and the cheaper or budget-friendly equipment. I have bought a shotgun microphone from Boya, Chinese manufacturer, kind of quite big now. They're everywhere, camera shops and Amazon. I bought it quite cheap, like $60, 60 pounds, something like that. And outside situations was great. Inside, I was getting weird effects now and then. Then I thought I'll upgrade this to something a bit more sophisticated. I got a broad wireless system which I put under my shirt on my videos, but then every time I move my hands I had a crackling, so that wasn't really suitable for what I'm doing, like sitting down the lecturing type. So at the moment I am using Rode NTG4 Plus, which is above me on the boom, and that's so far been the most versatile and useful piece of audio equipment I have bought, because I get a good sound out of it every time without really worrying about it. Also, what I need to say, you get what you pay for, and you get a proper microphone. More expensive microphone like Rode or Sennheiser, you're gonna get instantly better results than trying to find something cheaper or equivalent or as good as, because it never, in my experience, it never really is. But yeah, for me, like a lecture type is the boom. If you can't, wireless. There's also lots of videos on YouTube. I watched one today. Mark Bone, I think he's called. The documentary maker. There's a video explaining how you can actually tape the lavalier microphones underneath your shirts or talent clothes so they don't rustle, and it's more consistent sound without seeing the microphone in the shot. I hope that answered in some way. But yeah, if just to recap it, I've got a Rode which I usually run with a very long cable into my Atomos Ninja 5. So every time I record, even with clients, this is how I do it. It's mini jack. I don't even use XLR. Straight to Atomos Ninja 5 because the preamps are really good in that recorder. So yeah, boom, microphone for me every time wins. Truth Seeker, will the Godox AD200 good for outdoor shots? Yes, it will be. I've never used it, but I have seen a lot of stuff about it. I possibly will be reviewing that at sometime soon. I'm hoping so anyway. But those flashes, the AD200, I think is definitely bright enough, a big enough power to use outdoors. Okay, I can't pronounce your name. Alpinistization. I think I'm always wondering how to manually focus during filming. Example, filming young children running around. I find this very difficult. Any advice? I bought my first Panasonic S5 today. Yes, it's a practice. Also, the lenses will make a huge difference. There is most of modern current lenses that have a focus by wire, which it changes the dynamic of your focus change. So if you do it very slowly, you will do slow changes. If you do it stronger and faster turns, it will change the focusing quicker. Very inconsistent, so you can't do the same turn twice, so it's very hard to guess where your focusing goes. Vintage lenses, cine lenses, and all the lenses with a actual proper linear focusing. Although Panasonic, if you got a Panasonic lens, you can switch linear focusing on the modern lenses in S5, which helps. Is practice. It's nothing more than practice. If you're using one lens for filming, or most of the time one lens, you just learn which way is closer, which way is further away, and you just practice. Focus peaking on a screen as well, it always helps to get that focusing, but it's just firstly it's a guess, and then practice and practice and practice. Yeah, all the movies, all the TV shows, major stuff is filmed with manual focusing, and these people, they experts. They look at the screen and they can change their focus when there's someone walking, even running towards the camera, away from the camera. It's nothing more than practice, all of it. Okay. Which L-mount lens to start with? Any opinions of the new Leica 2470 f2.8 lens? That's a good question. I've got no idea about Leica. I've never used it, but Leica are known for extremely good quality. So yeah, I would say my thoughts are very, very good about the lens, but I'm sure it costs as much as any Leica. Otherwise, L-mount lenses, not much to choose from there, but a Sigma, I'm a very big fan of Sigma. Cheaper than Lumix lenses, cheaper than Leica for sure, and they deliver amazing quality, just pick lens which suits your shooting style and whatever you do, and yeah, I'd go with Sigma. Yeah, I am Hassan, thank you for answering that. Actually, I haven't seen your answer, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Okay, how else have we got? How do you create repeat business with photo and video instead of always chasing new clients? This is from Chris. Yes, I would say after doing it for a long time, I don't think I am chasing clients all the time, but it's delivering high quality service. It's not just photos and videos, but how you act with the clients. So if people like you as a person and you deliver amazing quality work, or the best you can, they will gonna come back. And I think building enough clients over the period of time who do need repeat business and they like you, they're always going to come back to you, even if your price is higher than competition. That's how I do it. Just try to be friends with everyone. That's it. Okay, again, I am Hassan. Thank you for all these questions. You've been busy typing there. So what was your most memorable lens you have used? God, that's a very, very good question. Well, I would say what's my most favorite lens I ever used. There's probably, I would have to say, Sony G Master lenses. The 135mm G Master is incredible lens. Also the 70-200 G Master lens, amazing. But underdog, as I always like underdog, is the 7 Artisans 50mm f.09. That lens is incredible. It's not the cheapest, it's not budget-friendly 7 Artisan lens. I have reviewed it on my channel, and I'm using it pretty much together with 90mm macro all the time on my B-roll on my channel. That lens got the most beautiful bokeh out of all lenses, current lenses anyway. Right. Yeah, Brian, actually, I'll just answer that question. What's my idea of beautiful lens? I would say I am a sucker for sharpness. It has to be sharp. You know, it doesn't have to be clinically sharp, but it has to be sharp. Also, I like lenses with character. So a lot of very expensive and modern lenses, they just amazingly perfect at everything, and that kind of spoils the experience of shooting pictures and video. I like lenses with character, and I think that vintage and some not all, but a lot of actually modern lenses like 7 Artisans, G Master as well, they do have a specific character for that lens. Sigma has been doing it recently with all the DN lenses, the new line of them. They all got this slightly swirly blurred background bokeh, which gives them character. So kind of, yeah, when you see a picture from, if I send a picture from Sigma DGDN, I think I could guess it's a Sigma, any of the new Sigmas. Yeah, character. That's what I classify as a beautiful lens, one with a character. Okay, I think that's kind of, we're getting there. Thank you everyone for being here and asking all these questions. Amazing. I'm overwhelmed. Just scrolling through if I missed anything. Any more questions, anyone? I think that's it. One from I am Hassan again. Was my best memorable piece of gear. I was just talking about lenses, but cameras. The one which really made me think, you know, if I'm with the right cameras, is the Panasonic S5. Definitely. I think I should have that camera, but of my own. Yes, I don't. Yes, Nikons have definitely character and sharpness factor. For sure. Kendra, okay, this is probably an amateur question. Macro lens recommend for attachment on phones, specifically for capturing mica particles or microparticles in product. I presume that's what it is. Or mica particles. Okay. Yes. Sunmark, they do very good lenses for especially for iPhone, but they attach to other phones as well. I do have actually a friend who makes jewelry, and she uses phone with an attachment to photograph it for Instagram and for the website. I can't see anything wrong with that. Why not? It's easier than having a proper setup with macro. With a pro or semi-pro lenses on the big camera, with a macro lens, to get the best results, you have to close the aperture like f8, and that means you have to have a lot of light and you have to have a tripod. So it's kind of becomes more complicated. With a phone, with a smartphone, with a good macro attachment like the Sunmark attachments, yeah, you know, it's easier. Anyway. Okay, Brian, what's the most disappointing camera and lens you have used or think exist? Yes, I have reviewed it. I'm always trying to be positive in my reviews, but I have reviewed lens from Miticon. I think it's called XYZ Optics. They sent me lens to review, which I was very excited about. It was a 50mm f.095, I think it was. Yeah, it was a wide aperture. It was a Leica 50mm Speedmaster copy, the Noctilus Leica. Yeah, Leica is $12,000 to buy. This is a exact copy for under $1,000. I think it was like $800, in a beautiful leather case and beautiful looking lens, just like a Leica one. And it was the most disappointing thing I have ever shot with. I have photographed things with a $80 7 Artisan lens now, and I was happy with them. They were okay. This was just, I couldn't tame it. I've really tried in that review, and I've been honest in the review. It was difficult not to get not even the sharpness. You know, it was just weird. That's the worst lens. The camera, disappointing. I don't know. You just make it work. That's how I do it. Whatever it is, you know, if that's what you can afford and that's what you have, make it work. That's it. Cameras is kind of probably secondary to lenses anyway. If you got a good lens, you can make a bad camera perform better anyway. So, okay. I can't pronounce your name again. Alpinistization. I think that's it. Did you already do a video about best settings or best practice for taking videos on Panasonic cameras? No, I haven't. I might do it. Again, I'll send you to Josh Cameron's channel. He's actually released a video, I think today or yesterday. I have seen it today. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen it about all the settings for the Panasonic S5. I'll check that video if I was you. I might do some of this in the future. I do have Panasonic cameras usually in my hand. Panasonic and UK Digital I'm working with actually been very kind to lend me the Panasonic stuff, so I've been getting it regularly. I am getting it regularly too for reviews of lenses and stuff. So in the future I might do something about best settings, best practices. Yeah, never know. Maybe I haven't planned it, but maybe I'll do something very soon. Actually, coming back to the question I've answered before. How do you get brands to send you gear? This is from Anson. I've actually didn't mention before, and also this is related to how I started my YouTube and how I started doing this. I've been very lucky because I had under 500 subscribers. My channel was very small at the time. I have approached my local camera shop. Just local camera shop, and I talked to them in person. I went there in person in an email, and I've explained to them I'm a local photographer, filmmaker, and I'm trying to do something on YouTube, and I've talked them to be nice enough to believe in me and trust me, and to lend me a lens. At the time, I got a Sigma 2470 f2.8 to review from them, and I think that was my first really a way to get anything new I didn't have to buy to actually review. Although my channel was very small, if you email people like camera manufacturers or shops, they're most likely getting a lot of these emails every single day. So to be able to go somewhere in person and talk to someone, connect in any way, always it's much easier to get something back in return. Obviously, I had to give something back. It wasn't free. I'm still working with the UK Digital, the shop I'm getting the lenses and cameras from. And what I do for them every time they lend me lens to review, I punch up my B-roll. So I take all my talking parts of the video, just do a footage of the lens and some samples that come from the lens, and put a little video for them, so they use that on their channel and the website on the product page. So I'm giving something back for every time they support me and the channel. So probably the best way to get some gear to review if you are a YouTuber is to approach the first good step, approach your local camera shop and see if you can do something for them for lending lens to your camera. Probably lens easier in return for something. Okay, what else have we got? What motivates your photography? Do you mean what motivates me as a photographer, or what motivates the way I take pictures? As a photographer, I just live and breathe it. This is kind of me. Some people say you can't really. No, some people say the job doesn't define you. Its job is a job, and you as a person is you. But I've done this for so long, being a photographer, filmmaker, an artist. It defines me. I am a photographer by definition. So for me to take the camera out, even if I'm not shooting anything for YouTube or getting paid for it, is a pure pleasure every single time. So yeah, I just basically, that what motivates me, just being creative every time. And I'm lucky. I'm very lucky because I do have a lot of different lenses to play with at the moment. But even if you can't afford buying a lot of lenses, I mean, why would you buy a lot of lenses? You just stick with your favorite one lens and find creative ways to use it every time. That's what motivates me in my photography. The same with filmmaking as well. I am not related to Terminator, Brian. No, I'm Polish. My accent is Ponglish because I lived in the UK for 27 years. So yeah, but I've been told that if I say I'll be back, I sound like the one. But no. Okay, guys. I think I've been talking for 44 minutes, so I think we're gonna wrap it up. I hope it went okay. I hope I gave you some information. I hope I've answered all questions. Yeah, I think I did. I'm scrolling through and I can't see anything I missed. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone who joined and anyone who's gonna watch this on playback. Thank you for joining me. And I was very petrified of doing this. I'm not gonna lie. I was very, very nervous about this, about the whole thing, about things going wrong or running out of things to say. But thanks to all of you, I think I've managed for so long. I'm gonna do it again soon. So Maybe I'll do some unboxing next time. Maybe talk about some cameras and lenses, actually specifically, not just the Q&A. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this. So thank you very much to all of you. Yeah, thank you. We'll wrap it up now. Thanks everyone, and see you next time. Come back next week because there's some exciting stuff coming on my channel from next week. Bye for now.